If your child is into Roblox or you are thinking of letting them get into Roblox, but you are concerned about the unseen things that they may be exposed to, this video is the fastest way of locking it down the right way. I'm going to show you how to configure the Roblox parental control settings. I'm going to tell you exactly what each setting does in reality, and the part that most tutorials skip, I'm going to tell you exactly which risks remain even after you have fully configured the Roblox parental control settings. Welcome to Dad Checked It, where I go into the apps, games, and platforms your kids are using and translate them into parent language so that you can protect your child's safety and well-being with confidence. So, Roblox parental control settings. Let's kick this off with the first thing that unlocks everything else: linking your parent account to your child account. Note that part of this process requires you to verify your own account as an adult account. You can do this by using any government issue ID like a driver's license or a passport. So you need to prepare that ID in advance. And you will also be using your mobile phone. You need to scan a QR code on the Roblox platform, and it's going to guide you through this verification process. And you will be using your mobile phone's camera to snap a picture of your ID, which it will use to verify your account. You do not have to verify your child's account as part of this process. The only reason you would want to verify your child's account is if you wanted to loosen those restrictions if they are 13 years or older. But you are by no means required to do this for your child's account. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to roblox.com and I want you to create a Roblox account. If you don't have a Roblox account, create one before you start adding yourself as a parent and starting with this whole parent-child account linking process. It's just a lot easier if you already have your own account with a verified email address. Sometimes when you create a Roblox account, you just specify a username and a password and it lets you into the system without having to specify an email address, right? In order to add an email address to your account after the fact, you're going to head over to the settings wheel over there. You're going to click and you are going to click on settings. Once you've clicked on settings on this account info page, you will see there's an email section over there, right? If you haven't added an email, you can click on the button here. There will be an add button similar to phone number. I haven't added a phone number, but it looks exactly the same. You'll click on the add button for email and you'll have a little pop-up box that asks you for your email. You are going to enter your email into that box and you are going to save it. Once you do that, Roblox is going to send you a verification email to your inbox so that you can verify that email. You will click on that verification link so that you can verify your email and it will change to verified over here. So once you have that set up, you've got your Roblox account, you have your email verified, right? You're going to log out. So we're going to click on settings and we're going to click on log out. Then I want you to log into Roblox using your child's account, not your account, your child's account, right? So I'm just going to log in here, enter the password, click on login. And once I've logged into my child's account, I am going to click on the settings wheel if I'm not already here. You're going to click on the settings wheel and you are going to go to settings, right? And it's going to open the settings. And then on the left-hand side here, we are going to navigate down to parental controls. We are going to click on that. And then you will see an option to add a parent. That's exactly what you want to do. So you are going to click on the add parent button and you'll have this pop up over here that is going to ask you for your parent account email address. So we are going to take our email address that we just used to register our Roblox account, or your Roblox account email address. You're going to paste it in there and you are going to click on send email, right? Now, once we've sent that email, right, we will head over to our email address and we will just monitor this and then we will check the email that we just received. Your child would like you to link to their account on Roblox as a parent, right? So we already have an account, so we are going to click on this use existing account button. We're going to click on that. It's going to give us a new tab and it's going to tell us to finish the setup. We have to log out of our current session and log back in. That kind of makes sense because we are logged in with our child's account, right? So we're going to click on log out and then we are going to log back in again with our parent account, right? So we're going to go over here, add our username, type our password, and we are going to log in. This is the step in the process that we have to actually verify that we are an adult using that ID that I told you to prepare earlier. So we are going to click on the Verify with ID button, and we are going to need a mobile phone in order to do this. So we'll take our mobile phone and we are going to scan this QR code over here. So I'm just going to grab my mobile phone and I'm going to scan the QR code. Okay, so once we do that on the mobile phone, we're going to continue. It basically just says, let's use the camera to verify your birthday. So I'm going to click on the continue button. And then it's going to ask me which country my government ID is from. And I'm going to select the country that my government ID is from. I'm going to click on the continue button. And then I am going to select what kind of ID I am uploading, right? So I will select driver's license because I have my driver's license lying on the desk here with me. So I'm going to choose driver's license. And then it's going to ask you to take a picture of the front of the driver's license. So I'm going to hit continue. It's going to ask you for permission to use your camera. You will allow permission. I'll just go allow this time. And then it's going to use my camera and it's going to open it up and it wants me to take a photo. There we go. Once I've taken the photo, I'm going to click on continue and it's going to upload the ID and it's going to start processing. And now it's going to ask us to confirm that it's us and the ID, right? So you need to select continue. Take off my glasses. I'm going to tap continue. And there we go. I will just center my face in the center of my face. It's going to tell me to turn my face. And then it's going to tell me to turn my face the other way. Now it's processing my selfie. And it said, we have verified your age as 21 or older. Okay, great. So we're good with that. And then on the left-hand side here or on the screen, you can now see that it automatically loaded and it said our verification is successful. And Roblox has automatically updated the date of birth on our account to match our ID. We are going to go ahead and click on the close button over there. And now it's telling us link your child's account. Link accounts to access parental controls and insights. Okay, so we can see our child's account over there where we added the request. And we will go ahead and click on the agree button so that we can link these two accounts. So we're going to go ahead and click on agree. And once we've done that, we can see that our child's account is now linked to our account and our account is the parent account. Now that you're linked, let's see where you can find these new parent settings that you have access to. So you're going to click on the settings wheel over here, and then you are going to navigate to the settings item and you are going to click on settings, right? We were kind of already there. And then on the left-hand side, you will click on parental controls. So this gives you your child's profile. If you have multiple child profiles on your account, you would be able to select between the two. Please always make sure that you are editing the correct child's settings when you change these settings. So if you scroll down on this child's account over here on the parental controls, here you will see a list of all of the settings that you can now manage. Content restrictions, communication, spending restrictions, visibility and private servers, trading and inventory, and blocked users. So these are the settings that we are going to work through in this video. Let's start with content restrictions because this is normally the thing that parents want to implement first. What happens if my child sees something too intense, something too mature, or something too scary, right? Content restrictions is where we set that. So we're going to navigate into content restrictions, right? and you're going to see three options, right? The first thing we are going to look at is the content maturity slider. So we'll click on that, and you'll see this is a slider where you can control the content maturity of what your child can actually see, and you can slide it left or right. Here you are not telling Roblox to only show your child wholesome content. It doesn't work that way, right? But you are reducing the pool of what they could be exposed to. You are surely going to still see things that you may not find to be appropriate for your child. If you're not sure about this, dial it down all the way to minimal. You can always increase it later. It's much harder to undo something that a child has already seen, right? So if you're not sure, dial it back and set it to the setting that you are most comfortable with. Next up, if we head back over here under content maturity, you will see blocked experiences, right? So we click on that, because even if with the right content restrictions in place, you are still sure to run into things that you may not deem appropriate for your child, right? So if you come across experiences that pushes the spending pressure, weird social dynamics, or scary content, or whatever it is, right? If you want to block those specific experiences, this is where you can do it, right? So you come to the section and you will click on the plus icon here, and then it's got a little search box, and you will search for the exact name of that experience that you want to block. So if you see those experiences, take the name, write it down, because this is where you're going to enter it, right? So I'll just enter something like SCP over here. I know that's that's one that's got quite scary content over here, and it'll filter all of these for you, and you can just block them, right? So you can click on block, and it'll ask you if you want to block it, and you can just block all of these, all of the ones that you don't want your child to have access to, you can block them, right? So if we head back here, you can see now they've listed the experiences that we've blocked in this section. And if you would like to unblock them at a later stage, you can just head back here and you can click on the unblock button over there. Next up, if we head back, you will, in some regions, you will find this sensitive issues switch over here. It is off by default, which is a good thing. And this is where you can allow your child to join experiences that focuses on sensitive social, political, or religious issues like immigration or abortion or whatever the case is, right? So this is off by default. You can switch it on if you like. I will definitely not be doing that, so we will leave that just as is. Now, I want to say something clearly. Roblox content restrictions help, but by no means do they guarantee perfection. Roblox in itself is enormous. Experiences and games are user-made, and the rating system is a system. And although systems can help us reduce risk, systems can also be wrong sometimes. That's why content restrictions are our first step, and they're not our entire plan. Okay, let's head back and move on to the communication section over here. And this is the one that's got the biggest stranger interaction risk, right? Is the communication settings. And this is where you want to take note, because this is where you can leave doors wide open. There are different types of interaction within Roblox, right? So you will get in-game text chat or voice chat, which is known here as experience chat. And then you have party chat, right? So party chat is where your child can join different groups of different people. There's a limitation to who can join a party chat, and we're going to get to that in a second. But first, if we go to experience chat for younger children, by default, it is off. If you want to switch this on, you would need to perform an age check. So again, they will go through the process using either a selfie or a government issue ID or whatever the case is. But that you would have to go through that process if you wanted to switch this on. That's the case for both experience chat as well as direct chat. And there's descriptions here to explain exactly what that is. Experience chat allows your child to chat with people in similar age groups who are playing the same experience. That's why the age check is needed. And then direct chat, this allows your child to chat directly with people of similar age playing the same experience. So not necessarily someone that they know, but someone in the same experience, including people who are not their connection. So strangers. Dial this back as far as you can. Like switch it off if you can. If it has an off function, use it. If it has a friends only option, use that. But bring it back as much as you potentially can, especially for younger kids. If we go back and we go to party. Now, this is the one that you need to take a look at, because This is on by default. And if we take a look at who they can interact with, here you can see your child may be in parties with shared connection or friends of friends. So even if they've added somebody as a friend and a trusted connection and they know them in real life, if that friend has added somebody as a trusted connection that they don't know, some random stranger, that random stranger will be able to interact with your child if these settings are left on. So you want to go ahead and switch this off completely. So you'll switch that to off, and group party will switch off by default. Party chat is one-on-one parties up to 2 members, so your child and someone else, and group parties allow your child to participate in group parties up to 6 members. So make sure that you dial this back. Roblox parental control settings can become more limited as kids get older, depending on region and how the platform treats teen accounts within that region. So if you're thinking, why can't I lock this down the same way for my 14-year-old? That's not you missing a setting. That's just sometimes how these platforms work. Let's head back. And now we are getting to the section that causes a lot of conflict in homes. Robux and spending restrictions. Now, Roblox gives you the ability to set a monthly spending limit. And this is not about you protecting your credit card. It's about stopping the game from constantly pushing your child to spend more money. If your child knows that spending is unlimited, then every game becomes a, can I buy this? Can I upgrade that? Can I get this? When you set a limit, whether it's a small number or even 0, you are creating a hard boundary that the platform enforces for you. Now, I want to be honest with you. A spending limit can block purchases, but it can't block the purchase prompts and the pressure to spend. Your child can still walk into a game and see pop-ups for upgrades, paywalls, and status items that cost Robux and real money. So the limit that you are going to enforce here stops the transaction, but it doesn't stop the pressure. So if spending pressure has been an issue in your home, use this setting and couple it with a rule that if a game consistently asks for money, then we're not playing that game. So setting the monthly spending limit, you'll click on this item over here and you will set your limit. So currently and by default, it's set to no limit, but you can make it 0 and you can click on update. And this is one of the settings that you have to click update for it to save. All the others, ironically, saves automatically. This one you have to click update. So you'll click on update if you set it to 0. And then you can also set up spending notifications for yourself, all transactions, high spend alerts, or none. So in our case, it doesn't matter because we made it 0, so no transactions can take place, but you can set that as you wish. Right, so if we head back, the next section that we have is visibility and private servers. So if we go in there, we have 2 sections, one for visibility and one for private servers. On the visibility front, this is really just, who can see your child's online activity, so whether they're online or not, and which experience they are playing. For privacy's sake, I would suggest dialing this back and just setting it to no one instead of connections, and also the show current experience, make sure that is set to no one. A private server is essentially a Roblox game or an experience with limits who can join that game, right? So it is a little bit more contained. But if you are using private servers for your child, to try and ensure that they don't interact with anyone else, then you would want to dial this back, right? Because this setting here specifies who can join your child's private servers and whose private servers your child can join. So here, essentially, you are saying that connections can join their private servers and they can join connections' private servers. Now, coming to connection management, if you don't have a complete handle on who your child connects with and who they add, it's very easy just to click a button to say add to connection. They may run the risk of running into strangers. So make sure that you dial this one back. So the next section, if we head back, is going to be trading and inventory. Not a lot here. This is basically just to specify inventory visibility. So on Roblox, your child might build up some inventory, like we got the free hat when we went through the process. You build up an inventory of a bunch of different items, and this setting here controls who can see that inventory. So whether you want connections, everyone, or no one, again, for privacy's sake, I would dial this back to no one, but you can choose whether you want their connections to see that or not. It's really a scam culture thing. Maybe they become a target of phishing if somebody can see that they've got this massive library and somebody trying to steal their account because they want their inventory. So in order to prevent things like that, I would just dial this one back. Heading back, the last one that we have over here is the blocked users section. So if we click on that, here you can see a list of users that have been blocked by either your child or that has been blocked by you. So you can manage those users in this section over here. Let's talk about screen time, because Roblox is designed to make time disappear. In screen time, Roblox will typically show you an overview, like a 7-day average, as you can see here, and it may let you set a time. In order to do that, you need to click on the manage link over here. It's a little bit hidden. It doesn't look like the settings over here under settings you manage. You need to come up to screen time and click on the manage link. Okay, and here you will see the screen time limit and top experiences. Even if you don't use the limit immediately, the visibility is already powerful, because sometimes it's not about my kid played Roblox. It's about my kid played Roblox for 8 hours straight and they didn't even notice. So again, you can set the screen time limit by clicking on that, and you can set the drop down here by selecting, let's say, 2 hours a day. And if you look at the top experiences list over here, use that list, because this is a list of experiences and games that your child spends the most time in. Not what they claim they are doing, what they are actually doing. And this is not an accusation. It's just the reality. Kids follow the dopamine. They hop onto the next thing and they just go down that rabbit hole. So this is a powerful list to have, because you can see what they are actually doing. And if there's something that you are unsure about, you have a Roblox account, jump into it yourself and go check out what it is all about and see if any of those risks that I outline in my parent review video, link in the description, exist in these experiences. If you have linked your Roblox account to your child's account as the parent account, set content restrictions, restricted communication, limited spending, and set time boundaries, then you've already done more than most parents do. That setup helps keep your child safe, but it does not remove the risks that I outlined in my Roblox parent review video, because many of those risks are not settings problems. They are platform design problems. Let me summarize what can still remain even with parental controls in place. First, even when setting the spending limit to 0 in the parental control settings, money pressures can still exist. That's because many experiences are designed to constantly dangle boosts, upgrades, cosmetics, and pay-to-win advantages in front of your child. Spending limits block the purchase, but your child still experiences the pressure, the frustration, and the status comparison, especially when their friends are spending. Second, setting content restrictions doesn't mean that content mismatches cannot slip through. Content restrictions can reduce the exposure, but Roblox is just simply too big for perfect enforcement all of the time. That means you can very likely still see experiences that seem too scary, too intense, or just inappropriate for the official rating. So you are reducing the odds, but you are not completely eliminating the possibility. Third, setting chat restrictions in Roblox is huge, and it reduces stranger exposure, but it doesn't completely eliminate it. Roblox is still a multiplayer platform. Your child can still share game spaces with strangers in public servers. And as they get older, Roblox can loosen restrictions and give them more capabilities to connect and communicate. That's why connection management and rules are so important. Fourth, you can't prevent scams and free Robux bait using Roblox parental controls. Roblox does a much better job of filtering these out nowadays, but be cautious. You can lock down communication, but kids can still encounter social engineering. They'll see promises, temptation, and run into people that are willing to exploit the fact that kids want Robux. That's why it is so important to have set family rules in place. No free Robux, ever. No clicking on links, and no logging into anything outside of Roblox. So yes, settings matter, but settings are not a substitute for supervision, boundaries, and teaching basic online safety. Now, if you want the bigger picture, what Roblox looks like from a parent's perspective and what you don't see from a quick glance over the shoulder, I want you to watch my full Roblox parent review video next. That's the video where I break down the money pressure, the content mismatch problem, the stranger exposure reality, and the scam environment in a way that settings alone can't fully solve. I'll link it in the description below. And if this video helped you, consider giving it a like and subscribing. I make more parent-focused breakdowns exactly like this so that you don't have to spend your evenings reverse engineering every game, app, and platform that your kid touches. If you'd like to support the work, there's a link in the description where you can buy me a coffee. Completely optional.